Hi, this is Galen Martling. Today I'm showing Unity Stamp Company stamps and dies. I'm going to show intricate die cutting for the background using stars, and I'm also going to show a way to use double-sided adhesive sheets along with this die cutting and the stamping. So for the stamping from Unity, I have the stars background die. And also I'm going to use many more birthdays stamps and also the coordinating dies for that. I also have a background called More Cake background. It's a stamp. It's all a large A2 size stamp. And I use stars from Authentic Man stamps as well. So I'll go ahead and do all of the stamping onto craft cardstock. I'm using ink by My Favorite Things. And I go ahead and just get all the stamping done using the original Misty. So I stamped the birthday sentiments, and now I'm going to stamp this background. It's beautiful. It has lots of birthday sentiments in the background. It fills the whole A2 size card. And so I just make sure I do 2 or 3 passes of the stamping, all the stamping. And then once all the stamping is dry, I'm going to go ahead and die cut the happy birthday using the Unity die. And also I have some flag dies by My Favorite Things that I'm using for the extra sentiment. And so I put those aside. I'm using a die cutting machine from Anna Griffin. It's the Impress electronic die cutting machine. And I just wanted to show you, I stick it face up in the die cutting machine to get all of the cuts done. Now for the adhesive, I'm using Ken Oliver Stick It double-sided adhesive sheets. There are other brands that have sheets in double-sided adhesive, and I'm just using this one for this example. Now I go ahead and cut or trim this sheet to match what I'm die cutting. In this case, I'm using a full A2 size piece of adhesive, but you can also do this ahead of time for lots of other die cuts and die cut whatever size you want. But in this case, I'm going to use it for this whole panel here. And so both sides have adhesive. You just peel off one of the sides and adhere that to the back of your stamped panel. And then that will become something that you can die cut with, and it comes out beautiful. And then you peel it off at the end. So you just make sure all the creases are out and you evenly place that double-sided adhesive on the back of the stamped background. Now, the die that I'm using is full of stars, and all of these stars will pop out, and you can make lots of different projects with it. In this case, I'm not using the popped out stars, I'm just using the full panel. So now I die cut with face up with my die cutting machine. I use a piercing tool to pop out those extra stars that I'm not going to use in this example, and just pop them all out, and there you're left with just the intricate background with the stars cut out. Now I use a piercing tool to just start removing that film. This is the film that's left over from the Stick It sheet. And you peel off that second film layer there, and you're left with a sticky back side for that birthday sentiment panel there. And it's all ready to go on and here onto your project. So I have a double-sided teal color cardstock that I'm using for this. I'm putting the craft stamped and die cut panel right on top of that, and it adheres perfectly. And then you just tap it down, and there you go. It's all fastened just beautifully. Now the only other thing I'm doing is just adding a little foam tape to the birthday sentiments and the stars to pop them up to make them be another focus for the card. And it's really easy to do. Now you can use the Stick It for these sentiments as well if you don't want to use foam tape, and do the same process. Just stamp the birthdays and the stars and the sentiment on another sheet of Stick It, and then you can have those be flat as well. I just wanted them to pop up and have something to add dimension, so I used foam tape for these. I hope you give it a try. I hope you like it. Thanks so much for watching, and please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.